Hello, my name is Eric, and today we're going to be doing a nice acrylic landscape painting. So let's get started. I've already covered my canvas in the acrylic medium, so it's nice and prepared and ready to go. So let's get started. So we're going to start out with a little bit of the bright yellow here. And just going to go just like this. Really make the sky here pretty bright. Right here in the middle. Okay. Maybe put a little bit down here for reflections in the water. Okay. Okay, and to that, we're going to add a touch of the alizarin crimson. And we're going to go right on up here with the alizarin crimson. Put that right up next to the yellow. Okay. Right about like that. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Put a little bit in there for reflections. Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit of the blue right up this way, right here, like so. Now, of course, the reason why I put the crimson between the yellow and the blue is because if I put yellow next to the blue, it'll be a green sky. That's something that I don't want for this painting. So we'll put some blue right down here in the water. If this turns green, it's no big deal because water sometimes has a greenish appearance to it. Okay. So now we're going to clean our brush. And I just use regular detergent, dish detergent, soapy water to clean my brush. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this clean brush right here and we're just going to blend our color. Just going to blend it right down here. It's a nice little sky, I think. Okay. I think what we're going to do is put a little bit of white right in here in the middle. Make it look a little bit brighter here in the middle. Oops. So anytime you get some little streaks like that, just blend them out. I'm just using a little tiny brush to do that. Okay, just blend those little streaks out like that. It's no big deal. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take a little knife here and I'm going to make a nice little mountain. I think there's a nice little mountain in this painting. So we're going to take a little bit of crimson and a touch of blue and maybe a little bit of black as well. So we'll put a little bit of black in there. Okay, so now I've got a little bit on the edge of the knife here. And we're going to start and do our mountain. Now today our mountain's going to live right about here. Okay. Maybe it comes down like that. We don't know. It's down like so. Maybe there's another little peak right there. And comes down like that. Maybe there's another little peak right there. Okay. Now we're going to take a brush right here. I'm just going to pull down like so. This is where you start to make your highlights of your mountain right here, your shadows and what have you. Somewhat like that. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our knife again. I'm going to clean off the knife. I'm going to go into a little bit of white here, and maybe a little bit of blue as well. White and blue. All right, now we're going to make our little highlights. And I'm just going to be very gentle here. Very gentle. Here we are. All right. We'll do another little peak right there. There we go. Okay, now to make our shadows, we're going to put a little bit of black in there. Just enough to darken it. And go like that. Excuse my arm if it gets in the way. There we are. And there we are. Just like that. Okay. All right, that's a nice little mountain right there, I think. All right, so clean the knife off again. Now, what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to put another little mountain right in front of this one. So maybe this one comes out like so. Nice little mountain like that, with a little bit more of the dark color. Maybe a bit more crimson, a bit more red. A bit more black, pardon me. Maybe just put that mountain right in front of the other one. Just like that. Okay. Now we'll go back to the brush here. I'm going to clean it off one more time. Now we're going to do the same thing we did with the last mountain. We're going to pull down right here, just like that. Maybe make a couple of highlights in here, like so. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is make a little reflection. I'm going to pull down just like that. Make a little reflection of the water there. I might have to add a little bit more color for that. Just go straight across like so. All right. Now we're going to go back into our brush, our knife, pardon me, and we're going to make a few highlights on this mountain right here. There we are. It's really nice, isn't it? There we go. Maybe excuse the arm again. Just going to put a few little highlights on there. Okay. All right, now let's get our little fan brush here. And maybe we can get a little bit more of the black paint here. More of the black color here. And maybe we'll put a few little pieces of land right here. Just like that. It's kind of hard to see, I know, but I'm going to put some color on it now in a minute. Okay, maybe out here we've got, up here a little tree. Just like that. This is a big tree. I originally intended on making a little tree, but sometimes these grow pretty quickly. All right. Okay, so once again, I'm going to take my brush and just pull down. A little bit more paint to make some reflections. There we are. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to go into a little bit of the other color that I have here. A little bit of the green, and we're going to put a little bit of color on those trees. And use our little tiny 1-inch brush for that. Okay. Got a little bit of green on there. I'm just going to put a little bit of color there. It's nice to see all these nice colors. Really pretty. Okay, so maybe down here we've got a few little bushy areas, so we're just going to put a little bit of grass right in here, maybe grassy bushy areas. There we are. I'm going to do the same thing over here. These little bushes, don't want to neglect those. Sometimes I like to put a little bit more paint on the brush than necessary because sometimes the paint doesn't stick as well as I'd like. So I just add a little bit more paint there. Okay, maybe pull some down here for a little bit of reflection. Okay. Now maybe we've got another little tree growing off to the left here. Just have to clean my brush here first before I start that. And we'll have a little bit more of the black as a little base color here, maybe. Yep, there it is. There's a going right in front of our little mountain here. Maybe it comes over, maybe there's some bushes comes over like that. I'm going to brush one more time. Okay, maybe in this one we've got a little bit of the yellow ochre here. Maybe we'll change the color a little bit. There we are. Let's come all the way down here with it. Just making it a little brighter by adding a little bit of white to it. Brighten it up just a little more so you can see if it's still coming through a little bit darker than I'd like. So I'm just adding a little bit more of the color to it. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go back to my fan brush here now. And maybe there's a little tree going right here. Just like that. Maybe it's got a little limb coming right around like that. Maybe there's one going right there, just like so. And maybe it's got a little limb coming out of it right there, same as that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to take my knife and put a few little limbs out on it like so. There we go. Maybe this one here is the same thing. Maybe this tree has seen its better days. Maybe one like that. I want to leave this side out right here. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go back to the little tiny brush here. Just going to clean it off a little. And we're just going to add a few little leaves to these trees right here. Like so. Here we go. It really brightens the tree up when you put a few leaves on it. A few little things like that. Maybe a couple going right there. Maybe, yep, there's another one. Right. Looks really nice now, doesn't it? I turned it from a dead tree to a pretty healthy tree by the look of it. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit more color down here because I notice it's not too bright. So maybe like so. Maybe we've got a little bush that's growing around that tree. There we go. Makes it look like the tree is behind that bush. A few little bushy areas right here. Okay. Maybe we'll mix in a little bit of ochre right in there. Maybe a little bit right over here too. Okay. Maybe this one's got a little bush going in front of it too. So I mix a little ochre in with the green. I think that looks really pretty actually. I just changed it the way it was from green to ochre. Made it more of a fallish-like picture, you know? I think it's a pretty color. What the heck? I might as well do it with the trees as well. These little trees I just made. Just a little dab here and there, nothing much. Just a little hint. Okay. All right, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed this painting, and hopefully in the future I'll be doing some more of these. So stay tuned. Thanks very much for watching.